wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? This country would grind to a halt and no a thing would grow if it wasn't for the workers in their wellies. Wellies, they're wonderful, oh wellies, they're swell. If it wasn't for your wellies.
Joe, who do you give, can I get in the pen? Who do you give the Reviva to and when and why?
The general rule is cows that are over 3 lactation, they've had 3 calves, everything else gets it. Cows are hard calving or milky, looks like she might have a touch of milk fever. Generally the rule, give it while the calf is still here, or generally the cow won't drink it. These older cows know what the crack is now, they know what it is, so when they see it come with the bucket, they normally stand and drink it. It's a calf, like how we don't know how to do them. A couple of first calvers have got it because they had hard calving. That's our cow that had the upper respiratory tract infection last year.
This cow?
Yep.
Oh, and you're doing well now. She's quite big, isn't she?
Big cow, yeah.
Last year, because we had 3/4 of a bucket full coming towards the end of calving, we used it up and the last 20 cows got it nearly.
Everything is getting it now at the moment as well because it's late and...
They're all getting it now?
Yeah.
So sounds to me like practically all of them are getting it.
Reviva is a high energy drink and a high soluble source of calcium, easily absorbed for the cows. After they calve, we have some milk fever issues here, and this is a very easy way of counteracting them. Third lactation cows, get it in, they get the added bonus of all the extra vitamins and minerals that are in it, and the high energy dextrose. So that's giving the cow a boost after a particularly stressful time in her life. Yeah, the cows really get a bounce from it because they are in negative energy balance after calving. Sometimes, I don't know, there's probably no research done about it, but I find that if a cow in particular has a big calf that has taken up a huge amount of space in her uterus, now all of a sudden that space is gone. The rumen is trying to fill that space in her stomach. You know, you're throwing in 25 litres of Reviva into her, it's helping fill the room, and yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously it's a bit labour intensive and you need hot water, you have to get into the cow, but it's an awful lot easier in our setup anyway than trying to bolus the cows after the calve, etc.
Maybe we'll put the hot water back into that shed again so you can just make it up there.
Like, I think it works out as $6.50 a cow or something, which I think is very small money in the return that you get from it. Calf number 2 of the day. Another short-horn cross. Our little lamb didn't make it. That's frustrating. A lot of effort into that today now. Just came in here, it's I don't know what time it's half 8 or 9 o'clock, go and bring it home for Ellen to feed it during the night. Tuesday morning, 25th of March, 6:20. Calf on the ground. There's his mammy over there. Another set of feet coming. I startled her by coming in because I thought this calf was smothering. Gonna wander over there now and try and get my hands on the other calf and get it out. So she was scanned to have twins. Twin short-horn crosses, bull and a heifer. This is our cow from yesterday evening, and this is our freshly calved cow here. Reviva for her now.
Whoop-de-doo, the tank is finally getting dug out. The builders are here. Or I should say the groundswork contractor, Herbie Stevenson.
Current view. This one of the cows that calved yesterday evening. She's normally full of life and a bit cracked. I think she spent the whole night sucking herself, lying down, and had a big belly full of colostrum or something. Anyway, she's a little bit suspect of milk fever, so I'm giving her a bottle under the skin. It is all good this morning. Our cow calved. The second calver, 2291, her twin sister, 2290, calved 4 days ago now. She's lively, and that looks like a little Hereford calf. Hereford heifer. Good stuff.
Joe's had a busy morning. A set of twins. What breed were they? Short-horn crosses, and then a single calf. What was that? Yeah, and yesterday we 2 as well. So that leaves us with only 15 left, is it? 14. Woohoo! Joe, our live line from RTE rang back, and I said that I the first wanted to go on the radio and told them to contact Robert Tobin. Check out Tobin Farms on YouTube.
It's hilarious ringing to ask about hours farmers work and how busy they are in the middle of the busy time of year.
But sure, that's when people are probably most interested to hear and farmers are probably most passionate to talk about it because, like Tolwyn said in his video yesterday, farmers are their worst enemy. You know, they forget about it a few weeks later, like, sure, it was grand.
Ellen double jobbing this morning, online college and training calves. So also after bringing down breakfast. Good stuff. John, how are we getting on?
Joe's had 6 phone calls since I came down. He's going to lose his mind.
I did say to Siobhan that you should be retired by now. Who will I get to sort me out, John, or what way? We got the farm transferred to us in 2011 and all the maps were done, and when we borrowed money to build a milking parlour in 19, we had to change folios, so we had collateral to go against the loan with the bank. More maps were drawn and then they don't match. So yeah, our map man that done both sets of maps,
that was him,
and he's an elderly man now and not in the best of health and not able to help us, so we'll have to try and find someone else.
So I'll go. The big massive loader or dump truck is arriving and our neighbour is here collecting the railing for the trailer wagon feeder that he took last week. We have this little bluey red X's on the feeder, not finished any of its feeds for the past 2 days. I put her in just there now and she's barely sucking, so I'm going to give an extra 50ml of probiotic down the neck and hopefully she'll be grand. This is her feeding pattern. So she's at the age now on the beef curve that the feeds go to 4 a day. So her feed level goes up. So she went up with it for 4 days, but now she's back to actually when she was just getting 3 feeds a day. So she's gone in 3 or 4 times today and drank like 100ml and exited. And that's a sure sign something was wrong. So we were alerted to that because there were 3 X's beside her. So you knew to click in to see what was going on. All of these ones have that beside them because they've gone on to the 4 feeds a day. They are all nothing to worry about really. They're feeding and they've just not finished their feeds to reach the full peak from the 4 feeds a day. That usually takes a couple of days. Digging has started on our hole for our tank. We were worried about the ground being a bit soft, but it looks like it's going to be a bit too hard. Talking to the digger driver there, he says he might have to bring the big cap machine back in because it's currently in this Hitachi. She could be a little bit light for the job, doesn't want to wreck the bucket. But that is a significant vein of shale there. That's hard rock wise. There he is talking to Donny, the loader driver. Feels like we have been waiting on this month since January. Exciting. Being the dutiful wife, bringing a high-vis jacket to Joseph. The concrete contractor.
Yeah, rang there wondering. He said, how are they getting on? He said, ring me when they get down to the depth of the tank to see what the bottom is like, to know if it's going to be wet or soapy or whatever else. And I said, no problem. But sure, we've hit rock.
Already?
We've hit a big vein of shale. I have a video of it there. Fucking massive things. They're going to either... Money.
It's going to save us money because we can use it.
Yeah, no, but sure, they don't know if that Hitachi's going to be able to dig it out.
Oh, shut the hell.
They might have to bring back down the big Catapillar with the rock breaker on it to rock break it out.
Joe, do you know how little I know about machine? I just presumed that was the same machine. It's a different machine the first time.
Yeah, the colour's different now.
Is it? I don't know. Is it smaller or bigger? Or?
That's a lot smaller.
Alright. So the beast might be back.
Beast might be. He's moved over to the other side of the tank now and you might be able to dig around it and then it'll pop out.
So are we sitting on top of a quarry that we didn't know about?
No, it's like a vein and stuff that's coming across from where we are across the road. But it's the wrong type of shade. It's good for roadways and stuff, but it's not that blue 804 hardcore stuff that you could actually break up itself to somebody.
But can we use it?
Yeah, we'll be using it to backfill around.
Money.
Yes, to backfill around the tank, and it'll mean that we should have very little filling to go in on the bottom of the tank.
Oh, brilliant.
And it also means that our panic stations this morning about him not being able to drive over there and dump where the other stuff was going to fill in our hole for the tower. He's able to drive over the top of this stuff now. So panic stations averted.
So this topsoil was...
This topsoil is all where you were standing.
Okay.
So when the boys came first this morning, where in here you can see where the remains of the water was. That's all.
It was a big pond of water.
With a pond of water. We didn't think you were going to be able to drive in there. So we'll drain the pond. They were saying, we'll drain it. We mightn't be here for a week. Our concrete man, panic station, if he doesn't get here this week, it could be months before he's back. We obviously have a hole there where our tower was meant to be going. I said, hey, move the topsoil. We might start filling in the corner of that or something.
Right.
So move the topsoil. This ground underneath it was grand and dry, and they started backfilling in. But what we're actually digging out over here now is so good and shaly to be able to drive in and tough. So he's going to fill the hole as he goes back.
To kind of make a roadway they can drive on.
So he'll reverse in here now and tip a load, and he'll be able to keep reversing back over it.
Oh,
and
class.
eventually he'll end up over there. So our hole for the tower remains the same.
So just to explain to people real quickly, 8 years ago you got Sean Grace to...
Yeah, we dug a hole. We got a second-hand tower. We dug a hole, and that's as far as we've got. The tower's in bits in the garden, and the hole is dug. Standing out of the way there now before we get knocked down.
And the main reason the tower is not up, one, it's labour. Joe has to get his finger out and probably spend weeks taking the nuts and bolts out of the tower. It was a used tower, and then at the time it was 10,000 to erect it, which we were spending on the milk powder and stuff. We just didn't have any money left over, and we probably won't have any money left over this time either. Should that water drained away, no bother. Well, that's lucky.
Yeah, absolutely steeped. Absolutely steeped. We thought what was going to come out of the hole in the ground for the tank was the same yellow marley stuff as that there, that they couldn't drive on if it got wet. As you can see now, there still is that yellow marley stuff, but it's full of shaly rock. So he can keep reversing back on the top of that now, dumping it, and then he'll just be able to keep driving back. So happy days. And if we need backfilling for the tank, it'll only be a matter. We can dig some of that stuff out of it and bring it back.
It'd be very easy to turn that machine over, wouldn't it? Experienced driver. Wagyu calf over in the feeder. I moved her from the big automatic feeder pen into the small training pen, mainly just to keep her away from the bucket fed calves. See this feeder here? We had left that there at the back of the straw feeder, and she was able to put her head around and suck out of it. It was only there for one day, but now she seems to associate feeding with this pen and spends her whole time the gate through licking all the other calves and not going over and feeding from the automatic feeder. So she is in here now, and she's after getting herself in to the automatic feeder, and she's feeding herself. Yay, problem solved, hopefully.
Tuesday, lunchtime, someday at the end of March, 25th I think. Just here with the maiden heifers up in the uncle's. Have to bring them up a bale of our haylagey stuff. Plan is for them to be still on eating pit silage, but it's just been a bit busy the last couple of days, so throwing up the bales is handy for me now. We think we've 3 or 4 left. Anyway, the plan with these girls is we weighed them on Saturday. Weights are okay. They're not fantastic. They're not worrying, but they're okay. We still have our 4 or 5 exceptionally light ones. Size the apple star yoke you saw in the video the other day. She's 2 comrades, maybe a third one. Similar size. They are heavier than her, but similar size. Anything that's not within comfortable weight ranges, as in close to targets, is going to go out in hopefully the next week or by the weekend. We have a couple of bits of rougher ground that we graze with the heifers. There's a small bit of grass on them, so you're probably talking 10 of them tops are going to go out. The weather is kind enough now and should stay this way. Hopefully, even if it did turn, it'd be okay. Get them out, keep meal or the beaten soya hulls into them, and try and push them on and get a bit more weight on them. It's the 25th of March now. The plan started breeding is the 3rd of May, so we have that window to get a bit more weight on them. The other ladies are all on target. The hope would be that we'd get them out a fortnight before breeding starts to get some grass into them. That's totally weather dependent on what way grass growth goes. The plan is to have crossbred bull, sex semen on the heavier ladies that are on target, close to target, them lighter ones. If they don't make the target weight or close to target weight, I just won't breed them. We'll carry them around for the summer and we'll probably sell them in the autumn to a winter milk herd or someone that wants to calve heifers down at 2.5. I've done that in the past and it's worked well. The guys have been very, very happy, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, they're happy out now on their bale of silage. I'll be back up at some stage later on today with beaten soya hulls. I just throw on top of the silage and that's keeping them going. They're loving it and they're doing quite well on it. So yeah, totally dependent on grass growth. Get them out as soon as we can. Get them ship shape for breeding. Calving continues. Another second calver, which could be an Angus, it looks like from here on the ground. Another short horn, so it is. Heifer. Happy days. Some of the rock is coming out of the ground. Bloody hell.
What breed is that big whitehead yoke again?
She's a 3-way cross between a Jersey, a Holstein Friesian and a Dairy Smelting. Yeah, she's a very good cow. She's an extremely strong, hardy animal. Survived extremely bad case of mastitis in her first or second lactation, so she's light in 1/4. A very, very good milker, like she's a 6,500 litre cow, or more maybe. calved in February on her first calf, but was so milky then, and she calves in April now. And I've never been able to pull her back. She comes cycling early, she'll, come on heat, and we have AI'd her multiple times. The dairy straws. She's had a set of twins. She's a good cow, but just can't get can't get dairy replacements over, unfortunately.
Oh.
You know the end of calving is near when you're on your last box of tags. Box 7 of 7. Whoop, whoop.
Question from Farmer Dan, 1979, same year as Joe. Would you run a better type of a bull with a heifer sweeping with the cows rather than them short horns or that Hereford? You'd get easy calving bull that would produce a better type of a calf, or is it any calf will do and out the door? Did you ever look up the ICBF, your calves from say 2022 to 2023 and see what age, grade, weight they killed out at?
That's a very good question, Dan. We haven't looked into that information. It's probably valuable. It's only the last 2 years that we have kept calves till past weaning, beef calves. Other than that, everything just sold. And with our heifers, we generally breed replacements from them. It's only last year and one other year in the past that we would have had a beef bull running with them. The majority is dairy replacements, and the few beefy ones to get them were sold. We have ran.
So go back to the start. When you first took over the farm, wait for that machine to go. So Joe, back to the start. When we took over the farm from your dad 2011, there was no bulls.
Okay, so traditionally, there's never been a bull here. My parents never liked them, and us as young kids, there was too many of us running around.
7.
So just as a safety issue, there was never a bull. We changed to very compact spring calving then, and after 6 weeks AII, it was just like, okay, I'm wrecked now, let's get a bull. Found a guy on Dundee that hired out bulls up in Monaghan, and it worked extremely well for us. Our very first Jersey bull that we used was hired in from him. Came from the Woodstown Jersey herd up in Meath, and we have some of our original Jersey cross cows were by that stock bull. He worked really, really well, and we done that for a number of years. Then opportunity arose for us to buy a beef bull ourselves. We got a share in an Aubrac bull from a local Aubrac breeder who we know really well now. And again, that worked well. I bought a share in them, half in a share.
Wait.
This is just stressful out here.
The digging, noise and loaders driving by were just distractions too much, so end scene. We'll tell you the rest of the story later on in the quiet.
So it's Wednesday morning, the 26th of March, just about 10 to 10. This is the progress that is made on our hole for the tank so far. The lads are just up against the collecting yard there now. Where's the finger going? There's the collecting yard there now. Savage progress. They've been digging here since yesterday morning. We were worried that we were going to have very soft ground down at the bottom of the tank. Small little bit of water there, but we hit a significant shale vein over here. The camera can focus in. Focus in there, camera. Yeah, so half asleep or whatever, tagged this short-horn cross bull, cracking calf in the wrong ear. I put his electronic ear tag into his left ear when you're standing behind him, and it's meant to be in the right ear. Brought him up to the feeder, never thought of it, threw him in there whenever 5 days old, going in. It read his tag, but as soon as he dropped his head to suck, it wasn't reading the tag, so we had to take him out. He stayed in the training pen for a few extra days. He was becoming a right pain in the backside because he was so strong. Then I had the brainwave idea to cut the tag out and see if I'd be able to secure it onto the tag on his other ear while we were waiting on new tags to come. You can't get a new tag, unfortunately, until the calf is actually registered and registered with the department. That tag has been ordered now and it should be here soon. So myself and Oscar, we cut the tag out, we secured it home with an elastic band, and it's walking away good.
I think we should be able to thought of it sooner.
Yep.
You'll see over the next few weeks, as less and less cows are calving in the maternity shed, the calf shed slowly takes over that side of the shed too, until the whole thing is the calf shed. It's the way we've had to make it work until our new calf shed is built. It works out quite well, we're happy enough. So we're creating basically a new training pen in the middle there. And then giving the full run for the automatic feeder to the bigger calves.
So our last heifer is calved. It's Wednesday the 26th of March, just at 2 o'clock. Grand cracking Hereford. John down helping me milk this evening. We were delayed there doing school runs and stuff. Our meal bin is practically empty. I have meal ordered that's not coming until the morning, so John is currently letting out a bag into the meal all the way along the truck, and then we have one pulled up on the feeder. Cow's fascinated with what's going on. Horsepower to the rescue. So I'm assuming that the rock breaker, even with horsepower in, they couldn't get going on the other orange Hitachi. This Komatsu is in now. Hopefully get the job finished. Thursday morning, 27th of March. Just on site here before I go and get the cows in. While it's quiet and we don't get knocked down, you mightn't be able to see, but if you look to the right there, that's the level that we're trying to get down to. Same here on the left, and the boys have been grading it back. And this massive mound here in the middle is our vein of shale. Get a better look I had on this side here now. The Hitachi had the ripper on the front of it, trying to rip it out with no UI. So now we have our big yellow Komatsu in and the rock breakers on the front of that. Hopefully they'll get that bursted out. Sharpish this morning because our concrete contractor is on the way to start, rolling, compacting the hin, getting ready for the foundations and the steel and stuff to go in. Won't need a whole lot of compacting this end. Morning everyone, it is Thursday morning the 27th of March. It's just gone 20 to 7. Milking time with cows in the yard. We're kind of dodging track machines and walking around building sites at the moment. It's not too bad in the morning. Even driver does being here on his own. He gets started early, which is grand. He sort of tips away and it's fine. Bit more chaotic in the evening time when there's comings and goings. A lot of activity here on site yesterday evening. Boys hit a vein of rock. Showed there in the video. Yeah, they were trying to get a rock breaker on to the track machine that was here. That didn't work, so they would do the track machine in this morning to start banging away. So I'm going to get milking cows before it gets too noisy, and hopefully the attraction of meal and the routine of coming to the parlour won't stress the cows too much when the noise gets going. But savage progress has been made, and hopefully this vein of shaly stuff won't delay things too much. Our last heifer, our last first calver calved yesterday, so Grand Hereford's bull calf, she calved her own, so happy days, get her in and milk this morning now. We moved the training pen yesterday, myself and Ellen. It's just into the end of the feed passage there now between the calf shed and the maternity shed. So and we gave the training pen and the feeder the full run of the shed there now, so happy days. There's lots more space for them calves. Saturday, Sunday, the weekend's a little bit quieter. We'll get to clean out the maternity shed where the cows are, and we'll be able to move around calves in more space. So that is the plan. We have 9 cows left to calve now, or 10, I'm not sure. Very close to 10, if we're not on 10. Anyway, we have small numbers left, so happy days. Yeah, that's it. Fionn helped out yesterday evening so we could get off the training. He has his own training this evening, so we'll be trying to get finished up early too. The weather's holding up fantastic. Cows are milking really well. Just keeping the beat and the soy holes into them, keeping the meal into them. Grass is growing. We'll do a cover now tomorrow or Saturday to see where we are, but it is after taking a big jump this week. You can just see it in the paddocks when we're driving by, which is super. Yeah, we're going to keep driving on. It's chaotic and it's a bit head melting, but look, the progress has been made, and that's what we need. Drive it on. Just chatting to the digger driver there, and that's 3 hours rock breaking since it's 10 o'clock now, since about 7 o'clock this morning, and this is the progress that he's made. It's barely scratched it. He's of the opinion that we need the bigger Catapillar track machine back. It has a 1 ton rock breaker on it. See, we might get that in, because here, right in the middle, see that lad there? This other shale stuff is breaking with a bit of persuasion, but this vein of blue hobs of hellness is not shifting. He says he's hopping off it and he's barely making a dent in it. Probably around the corners and then around here, they might be down to the level of the floor of the tank. So it still has to drop down another 9 inches for the actual foundations to be poured. Our concrete man was here this morning, realised that he wasn't going to be doing anything today and tomorrow most likely. So he's tipped off to find another job for a few days. Fingers crossed, he'll be back as soon as this is sorted out. Drama. Of all the problems I thought we'd have when we were digging a hole, hitting rock and stubborn rock was not one of them.
Joe got us to come down just to make sure the cows, when they're walking in, he's behind them. Don't get too startled by the noise of the rock breaking. Come on, girls.
Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock milking time. You might be able to hear that in the background there. That's a 1 ton rock breaker that came in this afternoon. To try and deal with the rock we have at the bottom of the tank now. It's as hard as the hobs of hell. Oh, Ellen will overlay the video there now. Like, there's a minute of just, and it seems to be making no progress. I don't know. Anyway, it'll have a good solid foundation, which is the main thing. So, progress. It's slow, but there's progress. Milk cows now, minor training. Drive it on.
We just got 2 lambs. They are like triple the size of the last one. They're big, massive Chevys, I think Joe said. In the work toilet in the house, in the welly room. Well done, Sybie. Well done, Myrna. Just here for the night. We'll bring down the farm in the morning. It's 9:30. They've just arrived. Just got a rubber mat and old bath towels in the...
Oh, this one looks so happy. So they're both lambs.
No, they're absolutely massive.
Friday morning, cows coming in. That's the bulling activity. 1 naughty cow under the fence, or the wrong side of the fence.
The half the herds that are going in for the day. They were out all night. There's some bulling activity behind you. First half going to one shed, and the rest into the other shed. I just gave this calf, she doesn't like the taste of it, an extra shot of probiotic. They get probiotics through the feeder. They get a feed between midnight and 8 AM, and she didn't go in for a feed. So they're the type of calves that we go in with an extra shot just to give them a boost, and usually they're back on it like a bonnet then. It's great just to have something that you can go in with rather than wait until they're sick and you're asking the vet for treatment.
There's Ellen in her happy place, caring for the babies.
We got 2 more lambs this morning from the same farmer. The beast is back. Hopefully she's going to be able to dig through everything. Herbie?
It's never going to happen, is it?
Never. Herbie bringing back the cat big beast.
It was love at first sight. Man can fall in love with an old track machine.
After a very frustrating day and a half with the other track machines and smaller rock breakers and a 1 ton rock breaker, the big beast is back. That cleared off the site originally with our massive bucket, and she's in. And as our digger driver says, you can't beat the big stick. And it is chopping through what we assume now is a sheet of limestone, I don't know, extremely hard rock. That whole vein in there. Progress has been made at last. Drive it on. I'm here in the calf shed. It's Friday afternoon. Status on the calf shed is 19 calves went to Tullow Mart today. We average price across a bunch of calves was €212. We 2 Anguses, 2 Herefords. The rest to break the bite then was Charlies and Belgian Blues. Delighted with how they went. They sold really easily. Charlie is still king, made top dollar.
240, sell them at €300. Put it in 10 number 3.
The best price we got was €300 for a Charlie bull calf. Blues done really well, so happy out. 19 less calves to feed. The plan is now, I think with 2 more Belgian Blues, decent Belgian Blues that we probably sell next week if we have their cars back, or the week after, and then we're going to rear everything else. They're Hereford short on crosses and a couple of Anguses. Current status with the calving, it has stopped. We haven't had a calf for a couple of days now. We've 11 cows left to calve. These are the close-up calving ladies. We might get 1 or 2 by the weekend, but after that we're going to stretch out into April, I think. So 11 left to go. Almost there. So we were hiring in bulls on and off. We were keeping some of our own bull calves as vasectomized bulls, running with the cows to help with heat detection. Through social media then we purchased a Jersey Bull calf, a crossbred Jersey Bull calf from a very high producing herd down, once a day herd down in Tipperary. We had Joey for 3 or 4 years, and we still have some of his heifers in the herd. Fantastic bull and some really good stock after him. COVID hit then, and the threat of AI men not being allowed to come on farm, etc. So we kind of panicked, bought a pair of Aubrac bulls in case that was a reality, but turned out not to be. Anyway, the bulls were super bulls from the same owner that we got the previous Aubrac bull. Fortunately, one of them threw calves that had quite big heads when they were born, so we had a couple of difficult calving issues with him. We sold him on after the year. We kept the other bull then we had him for 3 years afterwards, but unfortunately just again accommodation over the winter and where to keep him etc was a bit of an issue, so he had to go. We went back to hiring in bulls. Yes, for the last 2 years we've been hiring in bulls from a man down in Limerick, and it's been working okay. We weren't blown away by the Hereford that we got there last year, so oh no. Doing a video and there's extremely dark clouds. We're standing here into the shed out of the rain.
We actually booked an Angus bull off him, but he turned up at a Hereford and we needed him to start working right away, so we were just stuck with him.
Got a Hereford bull, hired in a Hereford bull yesterday from Limerick. Handsome looking chap, big set of horns on him. He's going to run with the heifers for 6 weeks and then he'll clean up the cows for 3 weeks. We've adjusted our breeding plan for the heifers. They normally would come with the cows, but because of the weather we don't have enough grass for them, so Mr. Hereford's going to take over their job, and we might throw in our level 2 short-term bulls with the CFO. Yeah, so the opportunity has arisen now for us again to go back for another Aubrac bull again. We really like the Aubracs. They're from a local breeder. The calves are very saleable. You keep them for a couple of weeks and you get a real solid square, super saleable calf. They weigh like lead. Anyone that buys them off us are always backed up for more. So yeah, so that's the plan. We'll go with our 6 weeks AI and then we will have an Aubrac bull to clean up. He'll clean up on the heifers. We're going to sex semen them and maybe do a fixed time synchronization program. We'll see how it goes, see what way grass is when the time comes. AI in May. If we're tight for grass, we might just let the bull off with them, or just, yeah, anyway, we'll worry about that when it comes. Yeah, now that we have our new shed been constructed, we will have accommodation. Oh my God. We will have accommodation for a bull over the winter. That's going to alleviate that problem, and we get a good 5 easy kept bull. Yeah, that's the plan, going back to a bull. Kids are harder now. You get them in on the bike or whatever, Fiona or myself. As is always the case with us when we have bulls, at the first sign of anything, been too noisy, drop his head the wrong way, look at Joe crooked, they're gone with zero tolerance for any of that jazz. No one gets a second chance. That's how we were going on our bull front. So I think that might cover it. Let me know.